hope you've been having a wonderful weekend, even if not, little bunny, even if your week has not been wonderful. That is okay too. That is okay too. If you're having a great week, well, come cuddle up, because we're going to have a great time over the next 40 minutes or so. And if you did not have a great week and you're like, Daddy, oh my God, this week, I hear you, little bunny. I hear you, and I instruct you to come cuddle up as well. Come cuddle up here, little bunny. I've got you, I've got you, I've got you. I'm squeezing you tight. You can even squeeze your arms around you so you can feel my arms. These are my arms squeezing you. I have got you, I have got you, I have got you, I have got you, and I love you, love you, love you. Love you, love you, love you so much. My little bunny. You are my little bunny. I love you so very much. And how did you get so lucky? I'm the one who got lucky. Actually, no. We are both deserving of each other, little bunny. I'm a wonderful man who deserves you. And you are a wonderful, marvelous little bunny who deserves all the love that I have to give. And unfortunately for you, I've got a lot of love to give. So you might have trouble handling it all. Yeah. You may have trouble handling all the love you've got on your hands. You'd better get out now, little bunny. Get out quick, because there's going to be an overabundance of love. No. If you say, no, but Daddy, I was having such a bad week and I want to wallow in my bad week. No, all this love, it's going to turn my week around. No, I wanted to wallow in my bad week. I love you, little bunny. You make me feel good, you know that right now. I feel great right now, and it's because of you. It's because of you that I'm in a good mood right now. Really. Because you're here listening. That's all the difference to making me happy. So thank you for being here and making me happy, little bunny. I am worried. My coffee is cold. Oh no, it feels warm. It's by the candle, which the candle is our version of the roaring fireplace in the garden library right now. We gotta spruce this library up, little bunny. I am so ashamed at how not spruced up our library is. We gotta make this place iconic. It has the potential to be such an iconic place, this library we've got. It's a room with beautiful paint and some windows that are going to have to disappear because there's going to be some construction and we can't have these windows anymore, sadly. But we've got shelves and things and great. I got a good layout. I'm looking around. I cannot wait to show you this place. I'm going to make some videos for you here. But you've been with me here, even if you can't see it. Oh yeah, this coffee. See, this is the problem. I keep forgetting I have the coffee. You say, Daddy, no wonder all your drinks get cold, because you keep forgetting about them. And I say, whose fault is that, little bunny? Whose fault is it? Oh no, hold on, did I hope my Kyoto coasters are not getting melted by the feet of this French press. That's okay. Coasters are meant to be destroyed, right? Okay. Put that back there. Let's make sure that's nice and secure. And why can I not see the candle right now? Let me move this candle and hope I don't burn myself or burn anything else. Oh God, it's so bright here. Let's put it back. Let's put the candle back behind the French press. Now the French press is just glowing with majesty. That's right. I have a glowing French press. Looks kind of like an old school lantern. You know how the flame is inside of it. So my French press, it's glass. And I have the candle behind the French press right now. Can you picture this? This is too much work. You can opt out of this visualization exercise. So the cold press whatever it's called, French press, has a little bit of coffee at the bottom, but then most of it is this empty glass cylinder. And the flame of the candle feels like it's inside the French press. So it's feels majestic, magical, mysterious. Majestic, magical, and mysterious are all words that are very, very welcome in the garden. Wouldn't you agree, little bunny? Since I'm supposed to say these things in the front before I forget, Patreon news, the locked section of the garden. It is for ages 18 to 800 only. So, the Patreon has never been better. I am so pleased with myself that the last 3 audios that I've done are some of my absolute best work of all time. And it's not that they're wild and super different. It's things that I've sort of done before, but the quality is just going up and up. That's actually one of the themes for you this week, little bunny, to help encourage you for the tasks and the interests that you want to follow, the creative projects, the things that make the time fly by in the best way. It actually goes back to the topic of depression. There was a period of my life, maybe about 10 years ago now, where I was in the deep pit of depression, and I was so convinced that the rest of my life was just going to be utter garbage. And it felt so bad to be awake. I remember I would wake up in the morning and I would just go, fuck. It's like, oh, I have to be alive all day. And then you're just trying to get to bed when you can just fall asleep and forget that you exist. And my dad said, it won't always be like this. And I said, you have no... I didn't curse him out. Maybe I did, I don't know. I said, you have no idea. This is forever. He said, I don't think it's going to be forever. I said, no, it will be forever. But he was right. Although there is one important piece of information. If you are in the throes of depression, I think that's how the phrase goes, throes of depression. I don't know how that phrase goes. But if you're in the deep, dark pit of despair, it might not pass on its own. But it can pass, and it will pass, because you and I together, little bunny, we're going to build our way out of any pit of depression. Even more than depression, any kind of shitty circumstances that we find ourselves in life. Depression is an internal circumstance. It's happening within your brain. It's very real, but it's also in your brain. There are external circumstances that are outside of your brain. And if you get in shitty external circumstances, then we, you and I together, will build our way out of those as well. And the bad news, little bunny, is it has to be built one brick at a time, one step at a time. It is a gradual process. There is no snapping of the fingers to get out of whatever situation you're in. But there's good news, which is that there is joy. Getting better step by step. Every step you and I take together, little bunny. We're going to somewhere brighter, with fresher air, with little sparkling sparkles in the sunlight that smell like sugar, smell like cinnamon. Step by step by step, you and I got this. Everything will pass, and it's gonna be just fine. Oh, speaking of early podcast stuff that I'm supposed to tell you before I forget, there's a super cool new shirt. I love it. I have one myself. It says, "Everything is going to be okay" on it, except, little bunny, it is written backwards. Why? A riddle for you, little bunny. I have a riddle for you. Why is the phrase "everything is going to be okay" on this shirt written backwards? Can you figure it out? I haven't even tasted my coffee yet, little bunny. We poured the coffee, and I didn't drink it. Oh, if it's cold right now, it's your fault. I am medium mad at you, little bunny, because the coffee is medium temperature. But it is high in flavor. Oh, let me taste this again. How's that for a first step, little bunny? Will you savor a beverage with me? If you don't have a beverage right now, either go get one or subscribe to the podcast. And next time you're here, little bunny, come to me with a beverage of some kind. If you've got one, 3, 2, 1, let's sip it together. And just marvel at the flavor. Wow. So good. So good. Well, now I forgot what we were talking about. Why is everything is going to be okay? Why is that written backwards in the shirt in the quote-unquote new merch store? Because, little bunny, the message is not for other people. The message is for you. From me to you. And when you are brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, washing your face every day, twice a day, you will see right side forward, just underneath you, like it's a little subtitle written by your daddy Lindy, a message for you specifically. Everything is going to be okay. It really will, little bunny. Really, really will. And if things aren't okay right now, we are going to build our way out, and we're going to enjoy it, because the joy is in every step, getting closer and closer to the sunlight, and you'll just be able to exhale and enjoy the wonderful, 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 great gift of being alive. There was a spark. I told you that I was in my everything's going to be bad forever, Dad. You don't know. When I was in that deep, dark pit of despair. So one magical turning point. It was just the briefest moment. And I was getting coffee with my dad. I remember the specific coffee shop and the specific table, at least the specific corner of the coffee shop. It was upstairs, kind of the side. And we were talking about what I might want to do in my future, because I was very, very fortunate that my parents just took me in for that year. And it's like, we'll feed you, we'll give you a bed. And got coffee pretty much every day with my dad. And in this conversation, we were planning what is next for me. And the words that sparked a joy that I had not thought would ever be possible again was the phrase, New York City composer. And it just gave me a little tickle of, wow, wouldn't be that fantastic? Wouldn't be that fantastic, little bunny, if I could move to New York City and write music. And I didn't even care if that's what the main income would be or whatever. Just to wake up in that city, walk around, think of music and journal of music, and go home and boot up the computer and make music with an electric piano under my desk that my knee is on right now. You hear this? Yeah, that's my electric piano turned off right now in my New York City apartment. And that trifecta of locked audios that I mentioned and forgot to tell you more about. One of them has a complete soundtrack. It's a story of a little bunny finding the garden for the first time. And it's got a whole soundtrack to it. And that one, in honor of the fact that it's a finding the garden story. The Patreon stuff is behind the paywall. But that one, I thought, this might be a special exception. And I should know what it's called. I think it's called Welcome Home, Little Bunny. You're going to have to do the legwork to look it up because your daddy is too lazy to find the link and give it to you. But there's a link in the episode description. And you can find it. It should be from sometime in August 2025. Welcome home, little bunny. That's the spark of joy. X number of years later, I had to build my way there, bit by bit, step by step. You think back in that coffee shop in the upstairs, there's that glimmer of joy. It's like, oh, New York City composer, snap of the fingers. Now I'm the majestic, has his shit together Daddy Lindy, who's so wise now. And lives in the apartment with the software. I didn't even really know how to compose using the computer software back then, little bunny. So much I didn't even know how to do. But I, step by step, little by little, get better and better. That's the second half of the episode I want to tell you about. Is if you maybe have some of these creative dreams, you have these big projects, maybe you found your little glimmer of joy and you think, I want to turn this glimmer into a glowing candle so it can be behind my daddy's Lindy's French press and look like a glowing lantern. I have a strong suspicion that in the Discord we're going to get some bunny artwork for the French press that's glowing like a lantern. Or maybe it's a stupid inside joke. I feel like I talk about the French press so much that I think it needs to have some kind of garden lore associated with it, you know? I think so. I think this is it. It's like the French press has a glow inside it like it's a flame. Coffee really has a special place in the garden, doesn't it? It really does. And I've forgotten to sip the coffee again, little bunny. Okay. I'm increasingly more mad at you, little bunny, as my coffee becomes increasingly cold or decreasingly warm. So you maybe are figuring out your glimmers of joy. Maybe it's art. Maybe your glimmer of joy is you desperately want to draw this French press concept. It's interesting because you can learn so much about the light, right? It's got composition and light. Because I gotta help you understand. It's really glowing, and you can't quite see everything clearly. So your joy, your little spark of joy, maybe it's the idea of you finishing a book, like writing a book. It could be being featured in an art show. It could be maybe you've got a sewing project, You want to make a quilt or sew your own clothes or edit your own clothes. You want to be the kind of bunny who gets something thrifted and then extra makes it more unique. Making your custom clothes. Any one of these. For me, it was the New York City Composer. I had to learn the software, little bunny. That took a long time. But I've actually completed a book. That's also on the Patreon. I think that might be free, actually. I think it's free. It's called A Year of Love and Ligature, and it's an audiobook. I have the answer. If let's say you're writing a book, little bunny, and it's got to be 300 pages, and you sit down and you work and you work and you work and you get through 1.5 pages, and you say, my God, I am so tiny of a percentage. Quick. What's 1.5 out of 300 in a percent, little bunny? Quick. I think it is 0.5%. So you are 0.5%. I'm resisting the urge to check. Is 1.5 out of 300 0.5? Obviously it is. Obviously. But I gotta check. 1.5 out of 300 is, 0.005, 0.5%. Great. Times 100, okay. 0.5%. Yeah, of course you're going to get overwhelmed, little bunny. Of course you're going to get overwhelmed. It's because your purpose is not to write a 300-page book, little bunny. Your purpose is to write one page, one paragraph. That's the secret to how I finished Love and Ligature. That's one of the first projects that I really, really completed, little bunny. You may be surprised that I have a lifetime of uncompleted projects, little bunny. And it took me so long to figure out what works for me and probably will work for you too. Is that you don't do the big things. You do a collection of small things that add up over time. Let's say your novel, if you're not writing a novel, pretend you are, a little bunny, and it's a fantasy novel. And if you are a good fantasy writer, you need to have your world figured out, little bunny. That's how these fantasy writers that are great, that's how their worlds come alive, is that the world itself is real. It has its own logical consistency. The world ticks like a machine that is self-sufficient. And we as the readers get the opportunity to peek through the window into this world that exists and is true in its own way by its self-consistency and its depth. And thus your job, little bunny, as a fantasy writer is not to write a 300-page book, but to create a world that your reader will get to peek into for 300 pages. And your starting place is not page 1 of those 300 pages, is it, little bunny? No, that's not the starting point. The starting point is to get to know your world, your fictional world. And so I challenge you. Let's say you've got your plot line and you know your hero that you like, and you know the villain that you like, and you know the journey that you want your hero to take to overcome the villain. Let's say you have that down. Tell me about the town that is way, way, way out there on the corner of the map that you sketched out one time on a pad of paper, where you just like sketching where you want your hero's journey to be. Tell me about that little town way, way, way up there at the northwest corner on the beach with the pine trees. Write me, or write your fellow bunnies. Write your future legion of fans. Or write this for the bottom of a box that you'll never read again. Write a 10-page short story about this town. Who lives in this town? What professions do they have? Do they chop down trees? Do they farm? Do they make little toys? Do they make ball bearings for the villains' machines? What do these people on the beach do? Is there a curse up there? Is there a reason that people don't go to that town? Is there a kind of animal that has taken over this town? Is there some kind of secret that this town has? 10 pages, little bunny. That's the goal. And you write those 10 pages and you're done with those pen pages. And then you're happy with that. And you're done and you feel good. And even if that story goes nowhere, get like a box and like one of these boxes for papers, and just like stick it in there, stick it in the box. And this is going to be your fantasy world box. You're going to write a 10-page short story about that town. You put it in the box, and eventually you might go back to it. Maybe you'll have a character in a tavern, right? Your hero that you know their story and they're going to do it. Maybe there's some character at the tavern who was from that town and they just mention it briefly, or you just know that the character, this person in the tavern has these mouse-like features because that town up in the northwest with the pine trees had a curse of mice where maybe you're going to have to write it. I won't write it for you, little bunny. But now you'll have this great character who will have a backstory, and you don't have to talk about the backstory in that 300-page window. That's just a little bit of the world that's true. And you got to have a really achievable, small step, a little win to boost you along. And so that 10-page short story, that is a complete project. You have completed that project. The success condition, the victory condition, is not in finishing the 300 pages. It's piece by piece by piece by piece creating this fantasy world. Write me another 10-page short story about that guy at the tavern, okay? You've got the town now. Tell me about this guy in the tavern. How old is he? What does he look like? Let me cough 1 second. What is his profession? Why did he leave the town? Was he abandoning the town? Is he coming to save the town? Why is he at this tavern specifically? Did he wander in here? Is it raining right now? If you want, you can sneak in your hero there. Let's say your hero also happens to be at this tavern at the same time, but the hero is not about this story. This is about Weav'em Boggum, the mouse-like man, 62 years of age, and he's come to. Did he escape the town, or is he a secret agent? Is he coming to kidnap people to the town? Okay, and then maybe he's eating a stew, right? Okay, You finished the 10-page story of what's his face. Now I want a 10-page short story, a 3-page short story, 1 paragraph encyclopedia entry of this recipe. What is this kind of stew? What are the ingredients of it? What temperature do you cook it at? Where is this stew popular? Okay? Write me a 1-paragraph story of this stew in this tavern. You write that paragraph. It could be the worst thing you have ever written. That's fine, because you've gotten better. You've gotten 1 paragraph worth better as a writer. Put it in the paper box where all of your completed projects, it's your paper box of completed 10-page projects. Yeah. And then suddenly you have a bunch of wins. Maybe you don't even care about the 300-page book at that point. What if you just make a thing of short stories? It's funny, the victory condition is not in finishing those 300 pages. And I guarantee even if that were the victory condition, as soon as you hit page 300, you might sigh, you might feel good for a couple hours. And then you're either going to feel like you wasted all your time because you're not in this elevated state of bliss forever, or you're going to be bored because you can't wait to write more. That's the best thing. I love creating something for you, little bunny, and I just can't wait to make more, unless it's a TikTok, because I hate the video component. There's only so much I can do with my hands. I'm just straight up out of ideas for TikTok. That's okay. Patreon is better than ever. And the Discord community. Let's say you want to share your creative projects with other people, not just random people, but people who are so on your side. So on your side. The Discord is also 18 to 800 and is part of the Patreon. So you can post your stuff there. Start posting some 10-page, 3-page, 1-paragraph, 3-sentence. I used to do that. I used to write 3-sentence stories. I have some good ones. Oh, I would dig it up, but it would take me forever to find. I think I've read them to you before. Oh God, I'm gonna make you sit here. No, it's bad radio. Don't do it, Daddy. Don't do it with you. Let's see. If I search for a phrase, the other TV. God, if I can remember a phrase. So I have a big ideas note. Let's go through it. Towards the bottom. Look for the 3-sentence stories. Quick, before this gets bad. Okay, I found it. Okay, I have a collection of 3-sentence stories. Oh, I have a perfect one for this. Okay. I'm going to change the name here. Daddy made hot tea. Sentence 1. Daddy checked his phone while it cooled. Sentence 2. Daddy has cold tea. Let's make this 3-sentence story with Little Bunny. As for this episode, Daddy made hot decaf coffee. He hung out with his little bunny while it cooled. Daddy has cold decaf coffee. Here's a funny one. Okay. Cody's text was ruined by autocorrect. She tried to correct it. Then she just said, "Wheel whatever." You get that? There's a visual pun here. So the word well, W-E-L-L, always gets corrected to wheel, W-E-apostrophe-L-L. So if I say, well, whatever, autocorrect will be like, wheel whatever. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's another 3-sentence story. I'm telling you these so that you can write your own 3-sentence stories. These are completed projects, little bunny. I just read you 2 completed projects, and I'm so proud of them. And you get to enjoy them now too. I just wrote these for myself because they made me chuckle. Oh shit. Oh my God, I had just a huge scare. I thought I had somehow deleted the note. Oh God. Oh God. I do have some backups of this, but it doesn't have everything on it. Oh my God. Gave me a freaking heart attack, little buddy. Okay. You want to hear another 3-sentence stories? Oh, I have a title for these. It's called, oh look, I turned it into a collection. This collection is called 10 3-sentence stories guaranteed to disappoint. Isn't that funny? Just take 10 complete projects, wrap it up into a bigger complete project. Love it. Genius. Chad's friend emailed him a crossword puzzle. Chad doesn't own a printer. Chad didn't do his friend's crossword puzzle. Susanna wanted to watch the end credits of her favorite show. Next episode begins in 5 seconds. She couldn't find the remote in time. Guaranteed to disappoint, right? Good, right? Man, if you can allow yourself to write something that disappoints you, disappoints someone else. Oh man, that's freeing. That's freeing. And I know there's voices in your head that say, oh, but this is so bad, or this is so cringe, or I'm not as good as this other person that I follow on social media. Shh, 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 shh. You hush, little bunny. If it's bad, which it's better than you think it is, but if it's bad, that's not the point. You're getting better. That's the fun. The fun is not in creating something great. The fun is in getting better and better and better every time. And it is so true. Trust me, as someone who in other careers you don't even know about, I have been achieving at a very high level and have been around people at the very, very top of a creative field. It really is just putting in the work and the time to just do it. What does putting in the work mean, little bunny? It's this kind of vague, like, gotta put in the work. No, it just means they do the thing. And they're bad. And they stick with it. And they do the thing some more. And they do the thing some more. The person on social media that is so much further ahead than you, or so much better than you, or whatever. If you think, oh, this person is so much better than me and I couldn't do it, they have probably just done it so many more times. And you are absolutely, absolutely capable of being exactly where they are. Trust me, little bunny. I did it with the composing, okay? I can make some badass shit on my computer now. And I had no idea how to do it back 10 years ago. I knew my music theory, but I got better at that too, you know? The really hard part was the software. So if drawing is your thing, little bunny, you just gotta do it more and more and more. Nobody instantly can draw beautifully. What if it's not drawing but painting or something? Or making ceramics? No one just sits down at the wheel for the first time and the pot or the bowl or whatever like turns out beautifully, perfectly. That doesn't happen. The people who are really good at the wheel are at the wheel all the time. And so you can either say, that's fine. It's okay that I'm not achieving at this high level because it's not my calling to be behind the pottery wheel all day. Or if your calling is your spark, that spark that's going to get you going, little bunny, is that you want to be the most incredible potter and you want to get behind that wheel, that's the good news, is that all you have to do is get behind the wheel, watch some YouTube tutorials while you do it, find someone more experienced than you to watch you, and they'll say, oh, you're doing this wrong, doing this wrong. And you'll keep going and going and going. Little bunny, you have got this. You are entirely capable. And if you're upset with the level of whatever work you're creating, whatever your creative work is, if you're upset with the level not being what you want it to be, you just gotta keep at it. Keep at it. And enjoy the keeping at it. Makes sense. I'm weird in this, in that I sometimes enjoy being bad at things. I really do. Some of the most fun for me is when I'm just past a very, very beginner. I love being an advanced beginner at something, because that's when you get to see rapid progress. You got your handle on the basics, and now you have this challenge. It's like a game or something where you get better and better and better. And it's so addicting to get better and better at things. That's the fun, really. The fun for me is not winning the award of the 300-page novel. It's writing the shitty 3-sentence stories. Seeing how bad they can be. Like, what's the worst 3-sentence story I can write? And it's funny, if you give yourself the goal of writing something bad, give yourself the goal of drawing something bad, of sewing something dumb, of experimenting in some stupid way. Make it the challenge to do something bad. And you'll make yourself smile, I bet. And you'll come up with something funny. You'll make a discovery, you know? The fun is in the getting better. Fun is in the getting better. Daddy forgot about his coffee again. I am maximally upset with you, little bunny. This coffee now tastes like it has been out here. Well, I guess it's been out here for probably an hour now at this point. Daddy, how did it go? I'm going to make that the poem this week. I guess I wrote it a while back, but tomorrow morning I will read you this podcast episode of the bad 3-sentence story. Maybe you can write me a 3-sentence story. Actually do that. Why don't you write me a 3-sentence story, little bunny? But if you do, you have to commit that you'll see this as the first step of building a better and better life. And then you'll do the next step, and the next step, and the next step, and the next step. And before you know it, you and I, little bunny, are going to be laying out in the sunshine, except I'm going to be in the shade of a tree, and you can either be next to me in the sunshine, or you can be next to me in the shade. We're just going to enjoy breathing fresh air. It is nice to be alive. It is really, really nice to be alive. And if you say, Daddy, I disagree. Little bunny, I'm here. I've got you. Let's get started. Let's find your spark. This may not pass on its own, but it will pass. Because you've got me, you've got your fellow bunnies. And step by step, we'll get it taken care of, right? We'll get you to the sunshine, get you to the sunshine and the shade. You're going to have options. You're going to have shade of a nice big tree or straight in the sunlight. You're going to have so many good options to choose from. I guess that's all I've got for you tonight, little bunny. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time with you. You made today very meaningful for me. I feel like this was a special evening together. Would you agree? Would you agree, little bunny? Of course you would. I love you very much. Yes, you specifically. The bunny right now saying, me, Daddy? No, you couldn't be possibly talking about me, Daddy. Yes, you specifically. That's how garden magic works. This is no radio broadcast. This is you and me. Just you and just me. Spending time together. And I'm real. And where am I? I'm right here in your ears. Where else would I be? I'm going to get to bed. Talk to you in just a moment. Good night. Good morning, little bunny. I slept very well, thank you for asking. We've got some more construction sounds for you this morning. Let them soothe you. Let those machinery soothe you. The soothing sounds of a construction site. Okay. I have your poem. You know what's coming. I feel like I could do many different versions of this. So let's have this be. Oh man, is this going to be the canon one? Okay. Daddy made hot tea. Daddy. How are we going to do this? I haven't written down the specific one. Okay, so tell me. Is it I talked to my bunnies? Is it I played with my bunnies? Okay. Daddy made hot tea. He just... I gotta write it down. Hold on 1 second. Pause. Boom. Okay. Here's your poem. Daddy made hot tea. He played with his bunnies while waiting for it to cool. Daddy has cold tea. Have a great... Does that poem make sense? I'll explain it in case it doesn't. I get carried away playing with you and having a good time, and I lose track of time and I forget all about the tea, and the tea goes cold. So maybe it's a happy ending after all. Take care this week, little bunny. I love you very, very, very much.